name's Peter Zunino. I'm head of marketing at Airtel Vodafone. As a responsible mobile provider, we take our commitment to keeping Jersey's children safe online very seriously, and which is why we've recently introduced an online filter, which I'm going to talk to you about today. But I think the important point, as John reiterated, was this is not just about the technology, it's a partnership between technology and education as well. So it's really important. There's lots of technology there that can help, but it's also about educating children and educating parents about how children are accessing the internet, what they're doing online, what are the latest digital trends. You'll hear the phrase a lot today, I would imagine, the Internet of Things. And what is that? Well, a lot of people are likening that to the fourth industrial revolution, which is massive when you think of it. First there was steam, then there was electricity, then information technology, and now the Internet of Things with ever more connected devices is changing the way that people are accessing the internet and giving many more options for how you access the internet. And it's all about smart devices, but it's also about, for example, there's technology now where inanimate objects can connect to another object, SIM-enabled devices, rubbish bins that will tell you when they're full, when they're ready for collection. There's a company in the US that's creating dog collars with SIMs in them, so you can monitor your dog's health, and insurance companies are giving discounts if you have this technology. It's about luggage that is connected to the internet. So all of these different things, and also it's about helping. This technology is not just about helping children in the online world, but it's about the offline world as well. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some technology in the US that's pre-smartphone technology that's helping children and parents track their children in the offline world. So let's have a look at some digital trends. Apologies if I go over some of what John's already talked about, but this is a study carried out in the US in Facebook, and a lot of what's happening in the US can be mirrored in Europe as well. Facebook, for example, is declining in popularity in usage between 13 and 17-year-olds, up to by 25% over the last 3 years. So you think Facebook is the realm of young children. They're not necessarily using Facebook anymore. So what are they using? Well, trends in 2014, the top teenage sites really are Twitter. I mean, John's spoken about this. Instagram, video sharing, Snapchat, photo and video sharing, WhatsApp. I actually discovered WhatsApp myself the other day. It's quite interesting. So I think the point is that teenagers adapt very quickly to these new ideas. Perhaps not so much like the parents. Parents can be frightened by the pace at which technology is moving. But these are the things that teenagers are looking at the moment. And what do people do? What do young people do on social networking sites? Do you know what your children are looking at on social? Do you know what they're doing? Another recent survey: 28% of teenagers, this is from America, share info they wouldn't normally do in public. 25% have shared a profile with a false ID. No, you would never do that in the real world, would you? So these are the things that are happening online as well. 26% pretend to be someone else online, and 54% have joined a community online in aid of a cause. So just have a think about what your children are doing online. What are they doing in these areas? So what's going to be happening in the next few years in terms of the technology? Well, you hear a lot about wearable technology at the moment. Health technology, wristbands, e-clothing that can monitor your body temperature, your heart rate. Immersive technology, I think there's some on demonstration upstairs, virtual reality headsets for gaming and social interaction. And it's all about faster and more flexible devices. Soon you'll be seeing fold-up screens, smart glass. And then accessing the internet is going to change as well. All of the providers locally now, including ourselves, are looking at introducing 4G, which will mean access to the internet up to 10 times faster than is currently available. So in the next few years, a larger digital footprint. I talked about the Internet of Things, ease of access to the internet. You'll be able to know more about your health, connecting with friends and family. GPS locations, shopping dislikes, a lot more about the life. So this new technology will facilitate wider friend networking, increased virtual world living, multiple personas, anytime access to content, and flexible education. This is something I talked about before. There's a company in the US called Philip, and they're pioneering wearable smartphone devices. So this device is in the sort of form of a watch. It looks a bit like a smartwatch. So it's for children kind of between sort of 6 and 8 and 9. And it's a great piece of technology for parents because you can give your child the watch and program 5 trusted numbers that your child can receive and call into this watch. It has a smart locator on it, so you know where your child is at any time. Intelligent emergency, simply by pressing this button, it will automatically connect to 3 numbers that are programmed in for whether it's the parent or the relative or the friend. If it doesn't get the first number first, it will automatically go on to the second one. So we talk about technology online, but there's also technology that's helping protect children offline. Safe zones, it will show you when your children is in an area that you have deemed a safe zone. Perhaps if that's in the school, if they're moving out of that area, it will send an alert to the parent. And it will also offer one-way parent-child text messaging, so the child can't actually text, but the parent can send a message out. So this is the sort of hardware and devices that are coming up in the next few years. So what role should digital experts have in this fast-moving landscape? I think, as John said, it's all about education and collaboration with parents, teachers, operators like ourselves, partnering up and understanding the technology. Awareness days like we're having today, next year in February, is it, John? February, Safer Internet Day. Really good information sites you'll find on John's table and our table as well. Our parent company Vodafone produce a digital parenting guide, which is packed full of all sorts of fantastic tips for keeping your child safe online, in terms of how to set up filters, how to block access, how to set up Google Safe Search, which we'll touch on quickly. And I'm glad to see some of the media are here as well today, so it's all about engaging with the media as well. So how can technology contribute towards developing children? It's about blending learning environments, online environments, complementing traditional methods, online access to experts all over the world, and flexible learning for children of all ages. So just a few top tips, and you'll find a lot of these in the parenting guide, so please do have a look at those. But first of all, it's about understanding. It's a combination of understanding the device security and how your child is accessing the internet. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can access the internet, whether it's through mobile technology, hotspots, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So it's about understanding how you connect and how secure those areas are. If it's an untrusted Wi-Fi connection, then don't use it. So just understand a little bit about how the children connect. And as I mentioned before, there's so many more different types of devices now that are internet enabled. Smartphones, PCs, tablets, gaming devices, iPods. More and more devices are coming out as the technology moves forward, so it's much more it's easier for children to connect using all of these devices. A lot of apps around. Mama Bear, I don't know if any of you have heard of Mama Bear. It's a great Apple app. For tracking and seeing what your children is doing online, what sort of activities they're getting involved in. It can help block unwanted contacts and call intercept. So there's a lot of great apps out there, Android and Apple apps, that can help with online safety. Are any of you familiar with Google Safe Search? Very, very easy to set up. If you go to google.com, you can choose 2 different levels of filter. There's a moderate filter, which is the default setting, and there's a stricter one which will block images and inappropriate text as well. And if you have a Google account, you can actually lock Safe Search onto your PC, and you'll see that it's locked when you see these sort of ball symbols appearing on a search page. You can set up safety mode on YouTube, which is very easy to do at the bottom of the page there. There's just an on and off button. Make the most of Windows 7 parental controls. You can put the controls on, set the limits, decide what games that your children are going to play, and block or allow specific programs. Gaming devices now, obviously a lot of those are connected to the internet. They've all got, most of them have parental controls as well, so if your children are using Xbox 360, understand how you can set up the safety parameters on this. And all of these are explained in the digital parenting guide. So, take one of those away and have a look. And I think this is important as well, and I sort of talk a little bit about our filter. The Internet Watch Foundation is the UK hotline for reporting criminal content online. So if you do suspect any criminal content, then, talk to the police about it, but also report it to the Internet Watch Foundation. As I mentioned, there's a lot of useful guides out there. The Vodafone Digital Parenting Guide in particular is packed full of information. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about the filter that we have recently introduced. With any filter, there's always ethical management and cost implications involved. We're not a regulator. It's not up to us to decide what children shouldn't be looking at if it's legal. But however, if it is illegal, this filter now we've introduced across the whole of our network, and it works by accessing a gateway that will blanket block all sites that have illegal content. And the gatekeepers of that are not ourselves. We're not deciding that. It's the Internet Watch Foundation. So anything that is deemed illegal by the Internet Watch Foundation is now blanket blocked across all of our network. And there's another element to that, which is an opt-in service, which is available for contract customers. It's a free service, and again, it acts as a gateway. So it will block sites of adult content. And again, we're not the regulator. We're not deciding what is and what isn't adult content. That's done by Cisco, industry leader Cisco. So if you're on our network, this is a free opt-in service that will block adult content. Very easy to opt in. You can just come and see us in store or give our call centre a call. And all you need to do is simply change an APN address on your phone. And we've got more information about it upstairs. If you want to come and have a look, we can demonstrate it as well, just to show you how it works. It's very simple, very straightforward. Thank you.